The city of Reading could soon make changes to its budget review process after some concern raised for city officials.
Plus, Chico has a new community resilience center. We'll show you how it could help out in emergencies.
And new developments for the Esplanade will show you what changes the recently completed Chico Corridor project will bring to the city.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
The Reading City Council voted unanimously to further discuss establishing a financial oversight committee to help with budget concerns.
Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield spoke with two council members about this new idea.
After raising concerns over the summer, Reading City Council member Tanessa Audette is in support of an independent, citizen-led committee that'll help overlook the city's budget.
I was very happy to hear that the other council members were interested in making sure that we're hearing what the budget issues are department by department.
Dr. Paul Danuka first proposed the idea of a citizen-led committee at the council's special meeting earlier this week, where they addressed Audette's concerns.
I'm going to abide by whatever is the outcome, and I'm going to follow whatever is the outcome in its letter and spirit.
With the city finding itself in a $5 million deficit before passing its budget for fiscal year 2025 and 26, Danuka proposed ways to attract new talent to the area to help generate revenue.
So what I look for is making a professional and technical education a centerpiece of Reading's economic growth in the future.
Reporting in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
On November 4th, Reading voters will take to the polls to decide whether to pass Measure A, a citizen-led initiative that aims to increase the city's sales tax by 1%.
The sound of fireworks prompted a brief lockdown at Orland High School just after noon today. Some thought it was the sound of gunfire and called police. The Orland Police Department determined it was just fireworks and the lockdown was lifted.
Here's a live look over Tehama County. Gray skies overhead, just as Howie's been talking about, Alan.
Will it hold off for high school football games across the region tonight? Howie's here with our first look at the forecast.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good. I mean, you might get some drizzle. I think most of the rain should be after the games are over or right around for the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, because here are the showers now, but they are headed their way, slowly but surely. Clouds are here, and you're seeing the rain up in the coastal range, North Mountains at the moment. Temperature-wise, below average today, cooler than really much of the week as the clouds, the rain, and the cooler air moves down from the north. Now, wind-wise, those will continue to pick up overnight and through the weekend with wind advisors out there in the Sierra for tomorrow. Not too bad at the moment, but could be a little breezy today for the passing game and the kicking game. But I just told you, those wind advisors, if you're headed across the Sierra for tomorrow, where winds could gust to 60 miles per hour. But we'll talk more about our storms as they approach coming up in just a few minutes from now.
Thanks, Howie.
Well, safety was the theme of the day in Chico as the city celebrated the completion of a decade-long $13 million project. Action News Now reporter Jerry O'Lennon shows us what has changed, starting with one of Chico's most storied roads.
Safety was the theme of the day in Chico as the city celebrated the completion of a decade-long $13 million project. Even before the official ribbon cutting, bicyclists were already using the new 1.2-mile bike path from Lindo Channel to Memorial Way and loving the safety it provides.
I go by here like at least twice a day, and I've been looking forward to this with much anticipation.
Also, crossing the Esplanade between 11th Avenue and Memorial Way is now safer for pedestrians and bicyclists as the lights have changed to provide more time to cross without disrupting traffic flow.
Before this project, there was not enough time to cross safely, so a lot of times they would get stranded in the center median.
There's also a new crosswalk and light in front of Chico High School and a roundabout across the street at Oleander and Memorial Way to slow traffic near Chico Junior High.
That area gets congested in the morning. With the roundabout has been a traffic calming measure for us, which has made it a safer area because people slow down.
For school children, pedestrians, and cyclists along one of Chico's most historic routes, the focus on safety may already be making a difference. In Chico, Jerry O'Lennon, Action News Now.
Most of the $13 million project, the money came from the state and federal funding. The remainder, $4.8 million, came from local sources.
In a special meeting this morning, the Shasta County Board of Supervisors voted 3-2 to accept a letter of opposition against a proposed behavioral health campus. The Shasta Health Assessment and Redesign Collaborative and other partners asked the state for $200 million from the Behavioral Health Continuum Infrastructure Bond Program to pay for it, saying it would address health care needs and add jobs. But Shasta County HHS Director Coleman says providing support would obligate them to ensure that there are Medi-Cal health services provided at that facility for another 30 years. Board Chair Kevin Cry added his opposition after learning that any behavioral health director support from a county that could benefit, that could be enough for the proposal to get approved.
We're not saying we don't have a need. That's the very first thing I want to say. Because a lot of people said we are coming up here saying we don't have a need. We have a need. What I'm saying is this is not the need we have.
Once I learned that there was a chance that if she was not in support of it, there was still a way that this project could go forward, I felt it really necessary to make sure the state knows that this board is against this project.
Many spoke in public comment and asked supervisors to provide that letter of support. Proponents say it would bring more than 200 local jobs. The deadline for the Signature Health to submit the proposal is Tuesday, October 28th.
A new resilience center has officially opened in Chico, and it was celebrated with a ribbon cutting today. It is a partnership with Bethel AME Church, the Red Cross, and Valley Contractors Workforce. Action News Now reporter Shasta County joins us now live from the center at Bethel AME Church off Linden Street. Shasta, this resilience center was funded by the Red Cross.
Yes, Alan, that's right. The Red Cross did fund this project, and it will serve as a community hub and an emergency resource center, such as disasters like wildfires. Bethel AME Church, the Red Cross, and Valley Contractors Workforce partnered up to bring this new resiliency center to Chico and the surrounding areas. Valley Contractors Workforce did the remodeling of the hall at the church to make it a center. Bethel AME pastor Michael L. Caden tells me that the previous pastor, Robert Morden, started this project. The renovated facility includes a full kitchen, dining area, projectors, event space, computers, restrooms, water, first aid kits, emergency supplies, and much more. The Red Cross tells me that this center is crucial for our area.
If you know the history of resilience centers, I guess I should say, they're all about bringing voice to communities that are typically underrepresented, right? I mean, this location has such a potential for potlucks and gatherings, and when people know each other, then when disaster hits, we can all work together better, right? And so I think that's where the Red Cross comes in and say, hey, we'll invest this because what we believe in and
Organizers tell me that nearly a dozen trainees helped with the project, and they gained hands-on experience. They earned a stipend and they received job placement support upon completion. Now, Pastor Caden tells me that this project costed around $250,000. Live in Chico, I'm Shasta Pullen, Action News Now.
Thank you, Shasta. Bethel AME Church on Linden is one of Chico's oldest churches. It was built in 1867. Some high school students across Northern and Central California got their hands dirty for Steel and Wheels Day at Metalsworks campus in Oroville.
Students from 19 high schools came together at the Metalworks campus, Fabricator campus, to learn all about the steel industry and get hands-on experience. Students learned to weld and create their own mugs. They saw live demos of lasers and worked with heavy machinery.
So right now outside we have rig welders, so guys that are working out of the back of their trucks at a job site. We also have an erector that's here today, Rackley Company, and they're demonstrating bolting demonstrations and hanging iron. And then inside our facilities, we're welding some full pin welds, and we also have a toolbox that the kids get to build this year and take home with them.
Students came from schools including Pleasant Valley, Foothill, Livermore, and Yuba City High. Teachers got to pick 5 students to represent each school. We'll tell you why Butte Humane is urging people to adopt pets that might have a tough time finding homes.